Hey guys, Foxtrot here with a video on why and when to be doing the white camp, the newest jungle camp. So for this video, firstly I'm going to dive into the theory side of things, so like the benefit of taking it and stuff like that. And then I'm going to dive right into the more specific details of when to be taking it away, when you want to be taking down that white camp. So there are two major benefits of the introduction of this new white camp. The first of those is that you now get an extra camp when lanes inevitably start taxing your jungle. That means that in mid game and late game, when laners come out of lane phase and they start taking away all your jungle, you now have an extra camp to take away so that you at least have something to farm when that's happening. Now there is a bit of a misconception here. Just because there's an extra camp doesn't mean that the jungler now has an extra camp's worth of gold. That really doesn't happen ever, really. No jungler can really take advantage of all four camps. No jungler is fast enough to clear every single camp in a rotation. In most instances, if not all instances, the jungler will only be able to take away 3 camps before that first camp will respawn again. And the second big benefit of this new white camp is a geographical one. Now you can stay in one certain side of the map without losing too much farm. For example, if you are blue side, so on the left side, and you want to stay around the top lane, you can now farm up the white, you can now farm up your wolves without losing too much gold. You can stay around that top lane without denying yourself all the farm from only having one camp. So really they're just the two biggest points as far as the theory side of white camp goes, and now I just want to talk a bit about the detail of when you want to be taking it away. Now in my opinion, the white camp is the hardest jungle camp for you to be taking away, especially early on into the game. The biggest reason for this, I feel, is that because it is a single creature camp. That means there are no mini minions around surrounding it. It has no friends. That means that for 100% of the time you're taking away that white camp, you have a big dude beating the crap out of you. With all the other camps, you are killing a big dude, but then once that guy has died, it's only mini people left, and they don't really hurt you that much. So for most junglers, this means that the white camp becomes a bit of a DPS race to kill it as fast as you can before it does too much damage to you. So when should you attempt this white camp and when should you avoid it? The first biggest point is if your champion would have high single target damage. If that's the case, then most likely they'll be good at taking away the white camp, because like I say, there are no other minions around it, so any kind of AoE abilities you have really don't help you too much when you're fighting it. And this does also include your smite, so I would always say, especially early on into the game, never attempt to take away the white camp unless your smite is up. So just for some example champions who would be good at taking away white, I would say people like Sin, Jax, Rengar, GP or Elise, any of those champions, just as examples, are very good at taking away the white camp because their single target damage is pretty high. The second thing to take into consideration when you're going for the white camp is if your champion has percentage health damage. Now percentage health damage is pretty big for junglers in general. Those that have it usually clear extremely quickly in general because a lot of the jungle creeps have huge amounts of health, and the white camp is no exception. The idea of percentage health damage is really quite simple. The more health something has, then the more damage you do to it. And again, because the white camp is a solitary creature, it has huge amounts of health. So people who have this percentage health damage like Elise, Mundo, Vi and Kha'Zix are all very good at taking away the white camp. And my final point of advice that I'd like to give you about taking away the white is that I really don't recommend doing it early on into the game. There are very few examples of where I would say that it's a good idea to be taking it away over a different camp. I would say 99 tens out of 100 it is a much better idea to take away the wolves as opposed to the white if you have that choice. Once your champion gets some levels and you get a bit into the game and you can improve your clear speed and you're not really fragile and weak with no items, then taking away the white camp isn't too hard. And so that's basically all I wanted to say on this topic. So I hope you found the video useful, guys. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up and check me out on my social media, my Facebook, my Twitter, and also you can catch me streaming on Twitch. All of those links are in the description under the video. But thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video.